Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retro Reminisce, the show where we look at older games, see if they hold up, what we like, what we don't like, and some bit of nostalgia in there for good measure. My name is Killjoy and I am joined by two wonderful men sitting opposite me, but also on my right hand side, Mr. Fruity Sama. How's it going?
Not bad at all.
Good. And on my other right side, Mr. Mark Kitchen. How's it going, good sir?
Good.
Fantastic.
Dave, is that like half a bottle of wine you got in that glass?
Pretty much.
He's drinking. This is going to be a good one, boys.
I wanted to put it all into one glass rather than have some in the bottom, so make more noise while we're recording.
Yeah, you can swirl it around, but like a bit of cognac. As always, like I said, talking about some older games, we're going to be looking at the one, the only Super Smash Bros. Melee, considered to be one of the best games on the Gamecube, also considered to be one of the best games of all time. This game is a fighting game. We have done a video on the first one, which, if I remember rightly, I think I said I kind of would like only pull out from time to time again now, the game, because it was like, it didn't quite hold up as well. So we'll find out.
Was I there, Bill?
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
No.
Then a moment there, I was like,
not for that one.
I
But
think I was.
for those who don't know,
I was just a one-on-one.
it was a one-on-one.
Multi-man melee.
This is a multi-man melee. This is.
Nice.
We'll see how many puns we
Best joke
get.
you've ever made.
Oh wow.
I like that.
For those who don't know, Smash Bros. Melee is a platform fighting game. The whole point of the game is to smack people off the edges of the screen to score points or
Smash
lose lives.
off the edge.
Quite literally smash. And yeah, it's the second game in the series. It was on Gamecube. Interesting fact, it took them 13 months to make this game, which is a very small cycle to make a game in.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Considering the first game came out in 1999, the second game came out in 2001 in Japan and America, and 2002 in Europe. So, yeah, massively successful game. It raised, I think, 7 million, or like it was sold 7 million copies on Gamecube. One of the highest selling games on Gamecube, and yeah, added a ton of things, but we will get into that. So let's kick things off then. I'm gonna throw it over to, let's start with Mr. Fruity today. Let's mix it up for a change.
Damn.
Woof. What are you?
Shit dog.
Not
I
prepared
know,
for
right?
this.
What are your earliest memories of this game, and like, what do you remember when you first played it?
Yeah, I remember playing this a lot during secondary school. Like, so much. Like, because it's 2002, you said
Yes.
it came out. So it would have been like year 8. So yeah, that perfectly lines up with us being too young to like go out drinking.
Yeah.
So like we just played this continuously at people's houses. Like, completely, can't remember when I got it. I remember, I think I had the GameCube just before I got it. So yeah, I kind of always just I feel like I've had it the whole time I've had my GameCube.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, sure. I think pretty much everyone I knew that had a GameCube had this.
Yeah. It's like most of my friends were like Nintendo people as well.
Yeah.
They went up for like the N64, so yeah, so many hours. It's hard to know like,
Unrelenting.
the exact times, yeah.
Sure. Mr. Mark, what are your earliest memories of playing this?
First time I ever encountered this game was when I used to go to a youth club.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Before the days of going up the park with a bottle of cider and
Living the high
getting
life.
smashed as like a 15-year-old.
Sorry, getting smashed, you say?
When I was like 12, 13, 14, I used to go to this youth club because they gave you loads of free food and they had loads of TVs with video games and we had table tennis and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like 50p and it was awesome. You had 50p entry and then you had like access to loads of TVs
Sounds like
with
my
video
life.
games and stuff. So yeah, I went there and I was like, I didn't even know about the game because
Yeah.
I was like, it was before the internet was as big as it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
So well, it was before like I would follow gaming, like I'd buy magazines and stuff, but before I knew
Sure.
like, about everything that was coming out all the time. And like, so I didn't actually really know anything about the game. And I just was in youth club and I saw these two guys, like two of my mates, playing Melee on a TV in the corner, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, they were like, "Oh, it's Melee. It's like awesome." I was like, "Oh well, I've played Smash 64," and they were like, "Oh well, this is way better." Back then, I was like, "Oh, wow." I don't know whether that's true.
Yeah. How do you know?
I loved Smash 64 when it came out, and I got a lot of nostalgia for
Sure.
that game because it was like before anything else came out. It was like the original, and it was like, this is so cool. Loads
Yeah.
of Nintendo characters. So I didn't play it. I like watched them. I watched them play in Fest. I remember who it was.
Yeah.
I remember what the room looked like.
Yeah.
I remember they were playing on Final Destination. Like I remember, like I got a visual memory of this, like first coming across this game. But I didn't actually play this game until I was like at uni.
You crazy.
Yeah.
You
like,
crazy man.
About 5 years, 6 years, 7 years later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
wow.
This
was
was the story to go in that direction.
Yeah.
This was a massive gap in my
Jesus.
in my gaming childhood.
Yeah.
Maybe I did play it at youth club for like I think maybe I like played a bit of it.
Dabbled in
I
it.
don't think it counts because I didn't play it properly. I didn't like. I don't remember going through
Yeah,
one-player mode or playing much of it at all.
Just the tip.
Just
I think I just was like, nah, I'm playing that.
Yeah, like how dare you?
And then,
Blasphemy.
yeah, I didn't play it 2 years later, and then I really enjoyed it. At uni, we used to play like 4-player in my student house, and
Yeah.
like just sit around in our boxes like lazy students playing like a lot of melee, and yeah, really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Getting smashed.
Yeah, good times.
I
With
love
the
it.
bros.
Oh yeah. Cracking open a cold one with the lads.
What about you?
Oh my god! So I mean, I've told this story before, but this is basically what made me obsessed with the series. So we'd gone to visit me and my brother, my sister and my mum had gone to visit my older brother who was living with some flatmates. Now I at the time they were like, "Oh, do you want to play some games?" They had an Xbox and a Gamecube. And I was like, oh, have you got Munch's Odyssey, which is part of the Oddworld games? And they're like, no. And I said to my brother, I was like, what's that game you keep going on about? Like Nintendo fighting thing. He's like, oh, Smash Brothers. They're like, oh, we've got that. I was like, okay, then yeah, let's...
What's that? It's the tip and tongue.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that game?
You know, that game.
With the problem.
And, yeah, and because my brother had been on about it, and I was intrigued, but I had no visual... I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
So we played it, and to start with, I was like, I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just like dying left, right, and centre. But, yeah, we played it, and
Times have changed.
yeah, and I came away from it, and it was just like it's probably the game that's had the most impact on my life. Like when I literally played it, I was just like, I need this shit in my life.
Did you not play Smash 64 before?
I hadn't played Smash 64 at this
Oh,
point.
I
I had
thought-
not played Smash Brothers.
Oh,
I thought you
interesting.
played them in order. I thought you
No. So I
Alright.
played. We had a whole evening of playing Melee.
And this is the first one I owned. I
Yes.
played N64 before I played
Sure.
this one.
So what happened was I became upset. I was like, oh my god, I want a GameCube and all this sort of stuff. But then my friend had lent me. He wanted to borrow my SNES, and he had lent me his N64 to play Ocarina of Time. But we ended up borrowing, and somebody else had lent us Smash Brothers, so we ended up playing that more. So I played Melee for about 4 hours, and then we borrowed Smash 64, and I played a shit ton of that. But I begged my mum that year. I was like, I think it was like 14 or 15. I was like, all I want for my birthday and Christmas, I was like, literally all I want is a GameCube and Smash, and that's it. Like I don't want anything else. I know they're
I'll be
expensive.
happy forever.
Yeah,
For at least 5 years.
Yeah, and my mum, bless
And then
her.
off to uni.
Yeah. My mum, bless her. She, because I growing up, I always sort of struggled with exams. She was so happy with my results. She was like, "Yeah, you did really well. Here's a GameCube, his like Melee and stuff." And I was just like, ah. So and that's kind of what got me kind of into the series and obsessed about it as much as I am now. To think that it was just that random, like, oh, what's that Nintendo fighting thing you're on about, my brother? It's just like, to think like how it started to my kind of obsession now is actually kind of crazy.
So you never had that. You played this first. You never had that like experience of the first game, like seeing its birth. You saw the improvement before you saw.
The thing was like, even though when I saw Smash 64 after playing Melee, I was like, oh, it was a bit blocky, but the core gameplay still sucked me in, because at its core, apart from like having one less move, it was still a lot of fun. I mean, we played a ton of it. It's one of the few N64 games that I like genuinely love. Like a lot of the other games I played, I'm not a massive fan of, but like I was like, this is great. It was that and GoldenEye that we played a ton of, and but the thing that made me so much into the series as well, I love it so much, was because of the unlockable Mario level. And the first one, the one with the pipes, and I was just like, there is no better level. And then obviously they had a kind of similar level in Melee, but it wasn't the same one. But that was like, right. I mean, even that first game, I think my main played character in the original game was probably DK. Before it was like Luigi, which is like who my main is now. So it was, like that whole like of not having a clue about the game to suddenly playing Melee and being like, and also because of this game, it made me learn about most of my knowledge about Nintendo comes from playing Melee and like going off and finding out, like learning about all these characters and these games. Opened up so many roads for me. And it's actually kind of nuts to think, with Ultimate on the horizon, like how I've gone from just someone like not knowing about the game to basically being like, oh my god, I know every single little detail about the series now. So it's like, it's kind of mad actually, but that's.
I remember playing this and like thinking that the roster was like incredible because it was like double the
Yeah.
size of.
I mean, to be honest though,
And
like
like loads more levels, and then we played it again like last week, and I was like, oh my god, there's hardly any characters.
we're very entitled
Yeah.
now. But that's the
Yeah.
thing with fighting games. Like, a good example is like I want to say Tekken 3. I'm pretty sure at the time Tekken 3 had a pretty at the time it looked like a massive roster from what I remember because that's the one I played.
That's a great game.
Yeah, I wasn't really into
Yeah,
Tekken,
it's
but I
good.
remember there was like a lot of characters. I know some of them were clones,
I
but
used to love the first 3 Tekken games. I played loads.
yeah. So like,
Yeah, so I guess having like about 10, 12 is a fairly good amount for a
yeah.
fighting game in
And Melee has
this era,
25,
yeah. GameCube.
26.
25, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is one more than double the original.
Yeah, which is, I mean, okay, you've got a few clone characters in there, but at least the best thing about that game was the fact it was like, here's the original roster, now we're going to expand on it with more characters that you know, and it was like
Yeah.
Bowser and Peach and Ganondorf, and then you had the young Link and like adding Mewtwo. You know, maybe people will be like, who's Pichu? Well, not who's Pichu, like, why is Pichu there?
Who the hell is
It's like
Peach?
Roy and Marth.
Who are Roy and Marth?
But like, that basically saved the Fire Emblem series as well, so like, I actually really like the
So the
roster.
only reason I know what Fire Emblem is.
Yeah.
Yes, that was everyone. Like,
Yeah.
I remember playing this.
What a great
time,
advertisement for
and
those
then,
games, like.
nobody knowing who they were. Like, who the hell are the Ice Climbers? Who the hell?
Oh yeah, Ice Climbers. Like,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah, I know my story's a bit long-winded, but like, it's basically like it's super important. This game is like really important in my like gaming history. It kind of in a way shaped my life a little bit, like how I've become when it comes to like the Smash series and things like that. So, like, it's hugely important to me anyway. Anyway, let's move on with things. Let's go talk about things we like about this game. Mr. Fruity Samo, what things do you like about this game?
It's interesting playing this again. It's kind of impressive how like complicated the engine is for the time, and like a lot of the levels and like the moves, and there's like a lot of variety. So I'm quite impressed with that. Comparing it to like other GameCube, PS2 era games,
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. Like obviously, like the characters, it's like they're quite complicated. Like the moves and stuff hadn't changed that much, which kind of made it easier. To,
They
like,
did add in one
transition
extra move, didn't they,
backwards.
for each character? So in the old game, if you pushed B, that was your move. Now you have left and right that you can use to add in an extra move. Yeah.
But it's still basically the same.
Yes.
Like, it's easier to go back to this than like the N64 one. But yeah, it's like vibrant, colourful, nice selection of characters, nice selection of levels. Kind of started by like being on the Smash Brothers franchise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this is like the baseline that everyone compares them all to. You can kind of see why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see why people still play this to this day, and like it's still so well remembered by fans. So yeah,
It's
just kind of everything about it really. It's what you expect if you ever played one of these games.
yeah, exactly.
It's got the same level of care and attention.
When you think about how much content this game actually adds compared to the first one, it's kind of crazy. And
Yeah.
they made it in 13 months. That's what's nuts about it. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot all of those like all the alternate like levels and like single player stuff with the home run contest and like
multi-man melee.
all the special like multiplayer ones as well. So
Yes,
it's kind of
yeah.
crazy. There's like a lot of content in this game, and then, like it all works pretty well. Like as a whole, like all the mechanics work pretty well. Every character feels quite unique. You know,
Yeah.
obviously like Dr. Mario stuff. They're closer than they are in like other games. but,
Yeah.
like it still feels different.
Yeah.
Like different enough. Like not as much as like young Link and Link.
Yeah.
Like
A few different animation changes, you know.
yeah. Fire arrows.
Yeah. Bigger explosion on the bombs as well. I think.
Yeah. Overall it's pretty good.
Mr. Mark, what do you like about this game?
Yeah, I just like how many. Well, one of the things that sticks out is like how many modes there are,
Yeah.
especially compared to the first game.
Yeah.
I really like the first game, but once you've done classic and a bit of like just the
Multiplayer. It's
multiplayer
fighting
and,
game.
like, the targets and stuff,
All the platforms and things.
all the
Yeah.
platforms and things like. There's only so much you can do one player.
Yeah.
I think because obviously it was designed to be like a multiplayer game.
Yes. Yeah.
But this game adds like a lot more to do. There's an adventure mode, and like that's one of my favourite things when I played this game was like adventure mode.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true, yeah.
it doesn't doesn't like look that amazing now since you've had like Subspace and Mystery on Brawl and like
the World of Light now and the new one.
Yeah. But like at the time when I was playing it a lot, like about 10 years ago or so, I've really enjoyed the adventure mode going through each franchise. So a level with the characters from that franchise and like a couple of things for each franchise, like a level and then
like a level in a fight.
And so you would start off in the Mushroom Kingdom and you go along like it was a 2D Mario game, which was awesome. I can't remember the order, but obviously you go through all the series basically. You've got the Zelda one where you have to go find the Master Sword. You
have to find the Triforce. Like Master Swords, fake outs. Yeah,
that's really cool. And there's like Weedheads everywhere.
Yeah, and Octoroks and things.
And just like
the target.
All the kind of individuality to each kind of section of the adventure mode I really enjoy. As well as the adventure mode, you've got like all the like different things as well, like the
multi-man
melee and the event matches. Really cool. There's like 50 of those.
51
and just like tournament mode and home run. Is home run?
So stadiums, you got home run contest, break the targets, multi-man melee. Those are the 3 that are in stadium mode.
So I just like how much content there is, especially like you said, they didn't spend that long making this game.
No.
And it only came out 2 years after the original, so it's a massive expansion on from Smash 64 to this. I really like some of the levels. I think I really like most of the levels. I like a lot. I know you don't, but I like a lot of the original Smash 64 levels, like Donkey Kong.
I like that level.
Mario level, and I like the Star Fox level and stuff. But this one has like ones like that, but also it's got like Poker Floats and Rainbow Ride and all the ones that move around.
A lot more dynamic because they had the power to like make them.
And I thought that's kind of standard now to have levels that kind of move around and stuff, but. Back then, I thought it was like so cool. I was like, oh wow, just like going like around and like following like all these different Pokemon come in from different angles, and their tails slowly move and like things change about the level, and I thought that was awesome. And the Rainbow Ride as well had the same kind of thing about it. And so I really like that about the levels. I just took the levels to the next level, you could say. And obviously there's like. It's just it's difficult to not compare it to Smash 64 because it is like the things I like about it are the improvements they made. Like more characters, like you've got some essential characters that weren't in the original. Like I think Bowser is like an essential character really, and like Zelda and loads. Most of them basically. Pichu is a bit random, but you know.
Good old Pichu.
And I think it's pretty good graphically for its time.
At least it's fairly clean looking.
Yeah, it's a clean looking game. It handles we'll get on to how it handles. But at the time, there was a lot of new mechanics and like physics that were like improvements over the original. There were definitely more that kind of strategy, like kind of just ways you could like avoid and air dodge and all that kind of thing. The stuff you can do in the original, like
spot dodge in this. I don't know if you can do that in the original or not, but
technical improvements to like moving around and stuff that were a big improvement. So I really like that as well. And there's a ton of good music.
Oh my god, the music choices in this game are great.
And
I love the music in this game.
It's most things. I'm sure some other things have come out as well, but there's quite a lot of good.
Well, I can speak to some stuff I like about it. So, one thing we haven't really spoken about, but like the melee is a lot faster in terms of gameplay compared to the original, which I quite like. But I think that's because playing the original to me does still feel quite clunky. So, and I'm used to playing Smash 4, and Smash 4.
Too fast.
So
I feel like I remember this being fast, but then when we replayed it, it wasn't as fast as I was expecting
I think
it to be.
Just how fast you die and how low percentage you die. It's crazy.
I thought you meant like fast as in fast movement.
Oh, I mean I do mean that, but like
how fast you fall.
Yeah, you fall really fast.
That dicked me over multiple times.
Whoosh, see ya.
Yeah.
No, I mean like, for the most part, like when I play Smash 64, it is just it just now to me feels a bit clunky in terms of controls. This just has a bit of a smoother curve. It is a lot quicker though, so but I quite like that. But like I said, I don't think Smash 4 is that much slower than this. Honestly,
No.
like I know this is faster, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's that
I
much.
think it's more the physics engine, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Like the use of gravity and like their movement speeds. I think is what the problem is more than like how fast the gameplay is. I like the damage. You can die a really low percentage.
Mm.
It wouldn't be so bad if it was a bit like better with like the floatiness of some of the characters.
Yeah,
So even things like Kirby, you don't actually get that far when you do all the jumps. Like in
Yeah.
the later games where
You got miles.
you go like miles, and this you still get pulled down every time you
Yeah.
jump. It's like
Same
a
with
bit weird.
Jigglypuff, yeah. Yeah, I mean it's definitely something that we're not used to. I mean even playing Brawl feels a bit more floaty and like easier to recover than this. But
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But I mean in terms of just the actual game, it is a lot quicker. I quite like that. Obviously, something that we haven't even mentioned yet was this is the game that introduced the Gamecube controller. Like nobody
yeah.
ever wants to play Smash without using a Gamecube controller. I don't know why. This game just fits this controller
I
perfectly.
know why. It's because the Wii had a stupid controller no one wanted to use.
Yeah.
If the Wii had a good controller,
Well, you have the
everyone
classic
would be
controller.
like, "Oh, I just play with this." That controller doesn't count.
Why not? You can use it. You plug it in and use it like a controller.
No, it's got the layout's not the same. But
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is like, even
I'm
with
gonna
like,
play with my Wii remote.
but even with
Yeah.
like the Wii U, which has like a Pro controller, and now with the Switch, which has like a good Pro controller, like this game just feels right with a GameCube controller.
Oh, yeah.
And like I don't mind
I mean,
playing.
I
them.
agree with you. I don't
Yeah.
want to play with anything other than GameCube,
GameCube controller,
controller. I
yeah.
feel like if the Wii had just like one controller rather than all this motion controller crap, just had one controller that would actually put some thought into it, people would just use that instead. It's because
Yeah.
like the best alternative when you're on the Wii was still the GameCube controller.
Having said that though, the Wii also was backwards compatible, so it let you use GameCube
Yeah.
controllers, which was a smart choice on their half.
I think that's what started this precedent. It's like,
Yeah.
forward.
But I mean, the GameCube controller really does like playing Smash 64 with an N64 controller is fine, but like the GameCube controller really makes this series what it is. Like
Yeah,
because
Hmm.
for some reason, like just the layout works really well. Like having the grab on Z and then the triggers as your block, and then like I know the button on the GameCube controller are a bit weird shaped and stuff, and they're different sizes, but it just feels right. Now I know
Yeah.
that that's really biased because I like the GameCube controller,
I've
but
always liked the GameCube controller as well. It's one of my
Yeah.
favourite controllers.
It would have sucked if we couldn't play Smash Ultimate on.
oh my god, yeah. Well, luckily that's not going to be a problem. So.
I don't just see how far they go with this.
I think it's also
They
to do
can't
with the
do
pro
another- They
scene.
can't do another one, surely.
Well, you never know.
Carry using the same game controller.
You never. They make money off of it, don't they?
Like
So.
4 consoles ahead.
I know.
The next one will be on.
I know it's mad, isn't it? But, like, it's to me, I can't imagine Smash without the GameCube controller. Like, I know, obviously, if it was a case of each game didn't have that backwards compatibility part, I would just get used to a different controller. But because I've come so far now playing these games with it, like playing Smash 4. Like there's no point to go. I'm going to use the Wii U gamepad for that. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
no, put that down.
Yeah.
Like this game, this series just works perfectly for this controller, and I think it's kind of testament to how good the controller is for people to actually only want to play this game with that controller. So, yeah,
It's not good for much other things. You haven't got 2 analog sticks.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, in terms of other things I really like about the game, obviously the level choice and selection for the most part is like really cool. A lot of the fun stages, character selection is really good. The overall like menu style, like the visuals and like the aesthetic choice on this game, I really like. Like nice colors, like really everything's really clean, very clear. Fantastic like menu music. Like the original menu music on this game is like probably one of the most iconic themes from this series.
Music's good. I don't think I agree with the visuals.
Not a fan of.
Well, I don't mind them, but the problem is I find a lot of the menu visuals and stuff. I'll go for like a high tech like thing,
Yeah,
like aesthetic. But then like with the trophies and like a lot of the actual in-game stuff,
yeah,
it's not like in the middle of Tron.
sure. I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, I just like.
So I find a bit of a
I mean, the menus.
distance between those two things.
The menus are always apart from Brawl and Smash 4, which have very similar menu designs. Like each game seems to have something quite different.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's bad.
But I know what you
It's
mean.
always
It's
kind of a weird disconnect.
I just kind of like it. I just kind of like this like just very snappy as well. It's like bang, 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 and get to where you want to. Here's like
You can wobble everything with the C-stick.
yeah, I don't know why that's a thing, but it is.
They wanted to show off they weren't doing things in 2D on the GameCube. Oh no, they're going to render it in 3D.
Because they can. Why not?
That wasted CPU.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, this game doesn't take that long to load for most things, which is nice. It does load pretty quick, but
That's like the only reason to make those menus.
yeah, no, I
just
know.
wobble them around.
They got rid of it in Smash 4, but that and Brawl definitely had it. But yeah, I mean, like literally, like the amount of game modes, the amount of trophy, like adding in trophies for the first time.
Oh yeah,
so
didn't
long.
even think about the trophies.
Yeah, like the trophies are like super cool, and you got to learn a bit about whatever the trophy was. Like they'd have cool information
Games
there.
and stuff,
Yeah, it was like because it became this kind of like museum part of the game. Where it's like this history about it. And the nice thing about this game was that it was really easy to get all the trophies because you could literally just collect coins, put the coins in the gumball machine, and coins you got from pretty much doing everything. So there was no like faffing around. If you put enough coins in, you'd always get like 99% chance of getting a new one until you got all of them. I know that some of the trophies you could only unlock by doing like certain event matches, or like the character ones you had to complete Classic and Adventure and All Star. For the most part, you could get them by just putting the coins in, which is great. I really appreciate that. Actually, it was really fun to just go through and get them. And like, I kind of like something else at this game that I love, which plays to something that I, as a person, enjoy doing, and that's unlocking things. And I love the way that like for example, if you get the Birdo trophy or the Pidgeot, it automatically unlocks Subcon, which is the Mario level with the Birdo and the Pidgeot like flying around, the one with the logs going down.
Yeah.
Like you just get it from that. And like the same with characters, like
Interesting, isn't it?
yeah, so like there's different ways to get the levels. Like with the characters, what's really cool is you can just play versus mode matches, or there's like alternate ways to get them. So like I think to get Luigi, you can just do adventure mode with Mario, make the timer go on 2, and you get him to complete it. Like Mewtwo, it's like play like 1,000 versus mode matches, or combined hours between players, like 20 hours. So it's actually kind of like I like the fact that this game introduced that multiple ways of unlocking characters. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think everyone just did it through multiplayer anyway.
Yeah.
Like the majority of unlocks I got was through multiplayer, except maybe the first 1 or 2.
Yeah, like if you get some of them, it's quite easy. Like complete classic. Jigglypuff's actually one of the easiest characters to get. You just play classic mode with anyone except for like Mario, I think. But yeah, I love the fact that another thing I love about this game, and started like maybe it did in the first one actually, but like the idea when you unlock someone, you have to fight them.
Yeah.
I've always liked that idea because it means because it's like
a new challenger.
I feel like that's one of the most exciting things about like any Smash game is when you get that screen that comes
it's like
up.
your alarm goes.
Yeah, and then your new challenger, you're like, I get the chance to get a new character.
Yeah.
It's like so exciting.
Especially when you didn't know who they were.
Yeah, exactly. Like who the hell is this sword guy? Like,
I tried to play Brawl without like
spoiling it.
Without spoiling it for myself, and it was like awesome. Like every time I unlocked a character, I was like,
yeah.
But yeah, this obviously applies to any Smash game.
Yeah, I think it's I don't actually know yet whether this is in Ultimate. I hope it is the same, but I do like the fact that if you have to fight them and beat them, you get them, and I just as a concept, I just love that because it means that you actually feel like your time. You're rewarded for putting that effort. It's not a case of just like, beat classic mode, there you go. They don't hand it to you. They just go, no, just beat this character, and then like.
And if you lose, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, but a lot of the time you just do it once, and then you just do it again.
Here's an interesting thing, like the whole unlocking. So it's good until you go to like someone's house, you don't have the memory card, and you have to like restart from like, the beginning. Like I like unlocking things, like having that sense of like progression.
Yeah.
But like the main problem is then you go to someone's house and they're like, oh, I got Smash, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to play as Peach. Oh wait, I can't because he's not unlocked.
Yeah.
And then it's like, play as this character. Oh wait, it's not unlocked. It's like
as long as you don't want to play as Mewtwo or Mr. Game & Watch, you're probably fine because a lot of those characters you can get by playing like Pikachu, I think, through like classic mode.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's always that annoying thing when you go to someone's house, they have a memory card.
I love
so,
that.
Like,
I'm like, let me get this character for you, but that's just me.
Nah, I just want to play.
Yeah, I know.
You don't
want to do the work. I just want to play the game. I've done this once already.
You've done the work. I've already got that sense of achievement.
Yeah, I think that's everything that comes to mind right off the top of my head. Like in terms of things I like about it. Like there's a lot to like about this game. There's lots of little things as well, and yeah, definitely that. One other last thing was I kind of like. There's a mode in this called camera mode. It hasn't really ever appeared in any other Smash game, but basically people can fight, and whoever's got the controller in port 4 can fuck around with the camera. It's like a weird like debug thing. It's so weird. You can literally like take pictures and like zoom in and zoom out, and it's not really the easiest thing to fight on. But I love the idea that it's just, here's a mode, here, play with the camera, do what you want. And
I've never come across that before.
You never played it?
No.
It's fun because you can take like really cool pictures and stuff. I think it's generally just with like taking cool pictures, but it's fun having someone control the camera and like try and mess with you and
Must
stuff.
have played it at some
Maybe
point.
I have, and I just can't remember. Like,
Yeah.
I played it like once or something.
Yeah, it was. What the fuck is this?
Sounds interesting though.
I mean, Special Smash is a really cool idea. I like the idea that you're like, oh, if you want to play with some really extreme rules, like, you know, fast ones, slow ones, big and tiny, you know, camera,
Big
fixed camera,
pick.
stamina. Yeah, you know, all that sort of stuff. And obviously tournament mode as well, like the idea that you can have, I think, up to 64 or 32 players, and you just pass the control around depending on who's playing and stuff. Like, that was such a good idea, because this game's only 4-player, if you've got more of you, great way to do it, you know. So yeah, all in all, like, there's a lot of things I love about this game. So
forgot to mention, like, I think that there's some levels that were in Smash 64 that they just improved. Like Peach's Castle is the main one. Like,
yeah,
the one in Nintendo 64 is like
it's like a beta level, isn't it?
yeah, it's
weird.
like just like a test thing, and
I
then
kind of love it for that.
the one
but
in Melee is
it's
like
really like cool.
and the music. I remember hearing that version of the Mario theme with a ba-da-ba-ba.
Yeah,
Like,
starts off
thinking
of it.
that was well cool. Like hearing that version of like nowadays you hear loads of versions of every gaming theme on YouTube. But back then I was like, oh, this is like a modern
That's
version.
true. Yeah, it's hard
But
to get remixes.
I wasn't used to remixes back then, so when
Yeah.
I heard that on that level, I was like, wow, this is like a non-8-bit, you know, fully like band. Sounds like a band are
Yes,
playing it.
yeah.
And also another level was like Hyrule Castle, like the
Yeah.
one I quite.
Oh,
I got-
Temple, or
Um,
what do you mean? Because in this it's only Temple and Great Bay, or do you mean Hyrule Castle from the original game?
yeah.
Oh, right.
So like, it's kind of like, I know that they're not the same
place, but
but they're kind of similar.
They were both the big
Um,
levels in the game.
The
yeah.
big Zelda ones.
Yeah.
I like the Nintendo 64, and I got a lot of nostalgia for it. But then they just made it bigger for this
Yeah.
game, and it's just more area to fight on. And, yeah.
It's like the one
It's
stage that everyone
improvement.
loves, isn't it? Temple. Like, I don't know many
Yeah.
people, because it was big. It was like the biggest stage.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to play it all the time.
Yeah, people were just like, oh, let's play Temple. That was always the thing.
I also forgot to mention, I just like how many different sort of themes there are in the event matches, like the Dark Link one.
Yeah, that's
So it
cool.
just refers
They're
to
well
like,
thought out.
refers to things that actually happened in the series, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Before we move on to things we don't like, I'm just curious, like, do you guys have like a favourite stage that was added in this game? Not like a returning stage, but like one of the levels that were added in. Do you
Probably
have a favourite?
poker floats.
Yeah.
I love it. I really like FD as well.
I always forget what's on the original game.
The only levels that come back from the original game are
DK.
DK Island 64, there's the one with the barrel underneath. Yoshi's Island, with the one with the clouds on either side, and then the Kirby one with the tree. I forgot what it's called. Not Green Greens. Kirby 64,
Oh,
basically.
the
Kirby
wind
Dreamland.
blowing,
Dreamland, sorry. The tree blows you.
Is it not called Green Wings?
No, that's the melee version.
Oh,
the falling
yeah.
blocks.
I guess it's probably a tie between the Star Fox one with the shipping like profiles, it's like the long ship,
Yeah, like
rather
that.
like the wings.
And
yeah.
they've got the guns on the front.
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
like the background.
I really
and the
like
gun
that.
firing.
Yeah.
It's quite a good stage to play on. 'Cause you've got quite a bit of flat space.
Yeah,
It's kind of similar to the N64 one. but-
yeah. Except the Z was like massive.
Yeah.
And then probably also Dream Fountain as well.
Yeah, a lot of people like that
I
level.
really like the way like the metallic-y water kind of looks.
Yeah,
Reflection and stuff.
you're gonna
It's
love the
like-
new one.
It's like it's meant to be like actual. I've already seen it.
Yeah,
So maybe like actual water, but like it just got this weird like metallic.
Yeah,
colour,
yeah. It's like real
almost
pixelated
like
as well.
it's almost like oil slick.
Yeah,
It's got a
yeah,
really
yeah.
weird look to it, but I always like that.
Some of the reactions to that level being announced in the new game was
Yeah,
insane.
I never
People
didn't realise
losing
people were-
their shit
I
over
didn't
Fountain of
realise people
Dreams.
were so
I
like.
always really liked it. I thought maybe it was just me. I didn't realize it was so popular.
No, like it's like everyone, loads of people like give us Fountain of Dreams, and they showed it off, and like he knew, didn't he? Sakurai knew.
Yeah.
But for me, I think my two. It's hard because I really like a lot of the levels in this game.
Yeah,
But if I was gonna pick two levels, I know.
ice climbers.
Oh yeah, like the best level. No, obviously the Mario Brothers one with the platforms in the middle and the breakable blocks. Like I just love
Oh,
that
yeah.
that style. Like I know it's 8-bit style, but in that it's really. But also I know this is a very divisive level, but I kind of love it, and that's Big Blue, like the one we're on the cars riding along it.
I used to hate that level, but
I
when
used-
we've played it recently, I've really enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah, I liked it. I
I
preferred it in
used to
Brawl.
not mind it, but then like I used to always main like Kirby in this.
Yeah. it does have definitely a camera issue from time to time. I think they improved this in Brawl in there as well, but I think it's because I love Big Blue as a music track. Like it's so like right up there, and it's like it's just amazing, and like
and all the vehicle models look very similar to how they did in F-Zero X.
Yes,
'cause that's what it's based on.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I played loads of F-Zero X, and I was really impressed with how like they just used pretty much exactly the same
model,
vehicle models because there are 13 like vehicles in that game. I don't know whether I don't think they're all in level, but there are quite a number of them.
Yeah. It's weird, like I don't know, because even playing on now, like we played on earlier and I died pretty quickly, but I'm just like, I love the idea that you're fighting on top of these fast moving cars.
The bounds of the camera.
Yeah, it's
like the vehicle just goes out of frame. You're like, okay, I'll jump like once I go out of frame, and you're like, you're dead. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's literally like
it's right there,
half a width of like a character there. And other times you'll like jump down and then like go through the blackness and like land on the road, and you'll be like, oh, this is fine. It's like it's really hard to work out how much space you have on that.
I think it's because it's on a track, isn't it? And the track constantly like varies up.
Yeah,
it's
the hitboxes is like, I think like the left and right hitboxes are fairly stable, but like the up and down massively
moves. It's weird
with like how high up you are and like the level.
Yeah, and then before we move on again, least favourite level? I know what mine is.
Wait, what I jokingly said the ice
climbers level.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because the problem with that level, it looks like a test level, doesn't it? It's so weird.
No, I do quite like the polar bear and like the pink like little like speedos on. It's like, I
mean, Brinstar Depths is my least favourite level. I
don't know why. I love that level.
I really like that level.
Yeah, me too.
Like I love the idea of it. But
it's got a massive crane in the background.
I know, but like, the music's great on it. But like you get stuffed with certain characters on it.
The new one annoys me more with all the lava.
Yeah, but at least it's fairly flat. Yeah, it's fairly
flat. The one with Ridley on it is just annoying. On Smash 4.
Yeah, that one as well is also annoying. I was thinking more with the
lava rises and like the V shape. Yeah. No, I don't know. The Princess, I think the remake of it in Ultimate's fine because you can grab a lot more of the ledges, and getting back up shouldn't be as hard. But in this, you can just get screwed over, and it's just like, this isn't fun.
The Mario one with though, when you start on the boat, is also quite annoying.
Oh, Rainbow Ride.
Because it's got a similar thing where like the amount of times I've died, like going to jump to where like the swing is, and it hasn't like quite spawned in yet.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of like weird pop-ins in that level.
It's a weird
like
one.
You'll fall down at the end when you go through like the blocks to land back on the boat, and like sometimes you'll fall down. Then you'll die. Then like someone else who's falling like slightly behind you like, lands on the boat.
Yeah.
And there's like some weird like pop in that level.
It's a strange
it's
one.
Very odd. Like it's a hard level. Once you get used to it, it's fine. But
yeah.
Like, playing it today was just like this is not an easy thing to jump into.
Yeah, no, I know. I agree with that. It's a weird one. Mark, you got one that you don't particularly like, or?
Just Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
Don't really enjoy that level.
Yeah,
I quite like the fact that they had the idea of going up and up.
A mountain. Oh yeah, like I like it for that, but yeah, it's just when it sort of speeds up and goes up and down mentally.
It's just like a bit.
It's weird when it goes down. I find that weirder than going up.
I think the Donkey Kong one on Brawl was better.
Yeah, the one with the random spike that instantly
kills you. Like the other Ice Climbers one when you got like the little
summit. Oh, that level's amazing when you go down the mountain
on Brawl. Yeah, that level's amazing.
You get eaten by the fish.
That level was really good.
Yeah,
because you fall like really slowly because like of the gravity.
Yeah, and then it lands in the sea and the fish comes up and gets you.
If you jump, you're kind of like
floating.
Yeah, and then the fish comes up.
Yeah, it's really really cool. All right, cool. Well, I think we should move on to things we don't like then. I'll throw it back over to you, Mr. Fruity. So, what don't you like about this game?
Some of the button input was a bit jank, but I don't know that's because we were playing it on the Wii.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like some of the input commands, like I don't know if it's because like it's running at a different frame rate on the screen, or like it's not or like the Wii is upscaling it to like a different frame rate, or descaling it. Because like it felt like the frames weren't catching our inputs properly. Yeah, we should probably say that like obviously this game was designed for CRTs and we were playing it on an LCD, and I know for a fact that older games can lag, like they will eat. I don't know how, like the problem is I don't know how much lag it is. If it's like half a second, if it is, then maybe it's a case of is it was playing on the Wii, or is it just that's all. Until I plug this, well, we don't have a CRT, I can't really try it out, but I will try and see what happens if I play it on the Gamecube at some point. See if that's a thing, but I 100% agree with what you're saying. The monitor, because I mean I've had this all week with the video game I'm making at the moment. Yeah, is frame rates, button inputs, and screens are a lot of fun to try and coordinate.
No.
Trying to make all the functions work in the same thing is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Like trying not things multi-trigger or just not trigger at all. But anyway, that's like the main problem. The other thing I don't really like is like the ledges, like the collision detection and the ledges is really
You slide off, don't you,
strange.
sometimes? Yeah.
Sometimes you slide off, sometimes it's like, whereas in like the later games, if like your foot's like basically touching it, you'll get on it. Whereas this game, because you fall so fast, you'll be like, you think you're on top of it and you don't catch it. Like, especially with Fox, like I do like the upwards, like way up B to get back on the stage.
Fire!
And like if I'm slightly off, like I just fall back down. And it's like, but I was basically there. Like,
yeah, it's really
I
tight.
was literally in like arm's width of like grabbing onto this. Like it's really odd.
What you might not know, I think in this game you have to face the ledge to grab it. Like in later games, I think you can, if you're facing the wrong way and you hit the ledge, you'll automatically grab it. But in this, it's really harsh. Like you're like I'm right there, and he won't turn around. And just go.
And like depending on your hitbox and stuff, it's just strange. Some weird things there. The only other thing I found really annoying was like the range items. You can't move while firing.
Oh yeah,
that's weird, isn't it?
It's
it's
really
frustrating
annoying.
not being able to jump with the fire flower or like
the super scope.
move with the gun.
Yeah.
I found that kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think other than that, most of the things are just getting used to playing this game after playing the newer ones more recently. I think that's my main problem.
Yeah. Mr. Mark, what anything you don't like about this?
Similar to Dave, really. Like the some of the input just seemed difficult. But again, like it's difficult for us to judge whether this is TV or like
Wii or what.
playing on Wii. But I remember it being more fluid than it was.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's because I'm
nostalgia goggles.
Yeah. But I just think I really thought this game, the kind of physics with it would be a bit more fluid. But we don't know what the reason for that is, so it's difficult to say. But there are definitely like some frustrating things about some of the input and like not doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, you're like, it's kind of like, it doesn't do what I want it to do. And you probably had some frustrating moments as well, I imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest issue I had, sometimes it was like when I wanted to chuck out a move and it would stand there, or I got to grab and it wouldn't grab, and it's just like where I'm used to playing Smash 4 a lot. Things kind of, they just happen. They just like, I'm like, right, I know that I can pull this move off after I've done a run and grab or whatever. It was just weird with some characters. I found it worse with other characters, and certain like DK I had trouble with. But yeah,
I had
like
problems with Bowser when he's on his running animation.
Yeah.
Trying to pick up items while you're moving.
You can't pick up and move on this game.
No, but I mean like.
Oh right.
Like running, then like stopping.
Right. Sure.
And you'll be like slightly off,
and you won't
the
grab
center
it.
of it. Yeah.
Because
you're like just constantly walking backwards and forwards trying to like pick up the item from the floor. It's so weird. Annoying because like in Ultimate you just like, well not Ultimate,
4,
but in like 4 you just like
probably
you just pick it up, like you just run off. I like to think so.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
My other gripe is kind of what Dave's already said about like just falling fast and then missing ledges and stuff. Yeah. There was a level we played where I died immediately, and then it happened again straight afterwards. I think it was one of the Mario levels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 2 holes in the middle.
Playing like 3 stock, and I lost 2 lives in like 20 seconds. And I was like,
they all drop so fast.
I think I used to play this game. I think I used to play this 5 stock, not 3 stock. So that's probably why.
5 stock.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Because like even when you're playing something like Fox, if you do like the side B, he drops like a stone afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, oh crap! Like I need to like readjust, especially because you move so far in that move in this game. You move so far, you can pretty much cross an entire level.
Yeah.
Like you do that and you realise you're like over the edge, and you're like, well, I'm dead now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't get back on the stage. It's really weird. Like I don't know why the gravity is so high in this game.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like boom. And even with like lighter characters, even Pichu drops like not as fast as some of the other characters, but is faster than you'd expect. But I mean, that could be because Brawl and Smash 4 are a little bit more floaty. They're not like, and they have more of a mixture with their characters. Like you don't expect someone like Pikachu to drop that fast. But obviously in this game he does. Where in the later games he's a little bit more floaty and stuff like that. Whereas you expect Ganondorf, of all the characters like him, Bowser, DK, to drop fairly quickly. But I know what you mean. It is weird trying to adjust to that.
Yeah, it's just very odd.
And like the thing is, you don't. I found with some of the moves as well that where I'd be like, oh, I can pull this move off and then recover. Well, actually, you can't because it's like the move still has like end lag or something's going on where you're like, oh yeah, I can do this and then this, and it just doesn't happen. You just drop really far.
Every time I was playing Yoshi.
Oh my
yeah,
god!
I forgot I don't have a
Upbeat.
Yeah.
It's like no.
So you got like quite a few of the characters as well. Actually, when you do like your double jump and then move, or if you do like your attack, it cancels you out the double jump. I can't remember what it is now. One of the ways.
It kind of stops you, doesn't it?
I was just like, oh, it's okay. I can jump back onto the stage. It's like, oh wait, I can't. Like it's not working. I think it's like if you do your up B, then sometimes you can't like jump back, or you can't do your jumps from there. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like you just assume you can. Happened a couple of times. It's like, well, no, I'm dead now.
The weirdest thing was Ness when I was playing Ness. If you jump and then up air, it stops all your momentum and does the attack and drops back down. And I was like, that's weird. Like trying to get used to that was really strange. I was like,
so if you miss it, you're just
floating downwards.
It was a case of like I would jump to try and hit someone above me, but because I did it early, thinking that was right. So instead of jumping like this amount and up airing and then hitting them with the air attack, I jumped this amount and do it, and I was like, that's really strange.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's part of just how the game was made. So
the way extra angle you get is playing Ness as well. In your second jump, you like rotate.
Yeah, you do that flip
forward.
Yeah,
so
you're like whoa.
But you can't like not have it as like just like X or Y value.
Yeah.
You have to have like X value as well. It's really weird.
Yeah, he's a hard character to use though.
Yeah,
so.
I remember playing him a lot. I remember I used to play him a lot.
I used to play him a lot. I think
like he's really got a high ceiling on that character in this game.
Yeah, it's madness. Anything else, Mr. Mark?
The only other thing, which is a bit of a stupid thing to complain about, is the fact I love the Ganondorf's in this game, but it's a bit disappointing that
like
all of his moves are a clone of Captain Falcon, which I didn't know until last week when we were playing.
But the weirdest thing about
I didn't really think about it.
Yeah,
I still think Gandalf is that though.
Yeah,
I don't really play him in like 4 or like Brawl out.
He has different moves now.
So like I kind of just assume he is exactly the same. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah, they changed things. He's got like the grab thing now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing about Ganondorf, which I don't understand.
The foot.
Yeah, like all of the clone characters are usually based on someone from their own series, except for Ganondorf, who's based on Captain Falcon.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't like it. It would be different if it was like
weird if he's based on Link.
Yeah,
yeah, but he does have a sword. You know what I mean?
Stuff.
Yeah, that side of it. But it is weird to think that like they were like, because I like the fact that Ganondorf's in the game.
If you're going to clone someone, I'm sure you would go for Marth for Ganondorf.
He doesn't wield a sword like that. That's the problem. I know what you mean though.
Just make him heavier.
Yeah. But he holds like a two-hander, doesn't he? I think is what his sword is, or two.
It makes more sense than Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Marth and Roy are pretty similar though already, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean the biggest
less difference in there, like in this game. Marth is a beast.
Marth is ridiculous in this game.
So much damage. They're used to him doing so much damage.
If you tip people with a tipper, it's like. Psh. I prefer Roy, but I'm not very good with him in this game.
Same with Bowser. Like I didn't realize Bowser's like side smash. But just like you can kill someone like 60%.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
they're not even like on like the edge of the stage.
Like, see ya.
Yeah, Bowser's like fire
so
breathing.
Much damage.
Like his fire breathing move is just like
the range on that to start
took
with.
Like 30% off someone just standing there, just
breathing on them.
Breathing on them.
He just does so much damage. Like I know he also takes a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like and it's like recovery times is so slow.
Oh my god, his recoveries are awful.
But like, as soon as you hit someone, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to die if they're above like 60.
Especially like Game & Watch, Kirby, Jigglypuff, these little like characters like see ya.
That point you kill with like 20 visits.
It's
so weird.
Flat zone, like 5%.
Some weird balance in this game.
Absolutely.
I guess it's just like by the fact they made it so quickly. I guess.
Yeah.
What do you dislike about this game, Levi?
Quite a lot.
Nothing is perfect.
Quite a lot of the same stuff you guys are on about. I'm going to bring up something that is just because it's in the game and they changed it later on. I cannot stand the air dodge in this game.
Oh yeah.
Which they brought back in the new one. I don't like the fact that if you air dodge,
I suicided a few times with that.
Like that.
You move sideways.
Yeah, when you move but you lose, you just fall. You've got no control or anything. And obviously in Brawl and Smash 4 they made it so when you air dodge, you just air dodge, but you still have complete control. This is really annoying because there are times, obviously we're getting used to playing it. I'll be like, oh, I air dodge, and I'm like, no, wait, don't do that because if I air dodge and do this, I'm just going to drop straight down into the hole unless I grab the ledge. And it's something that, like, I know they're bringing it back in Ultimate, except within Ultimate.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're bringing it back. The difference is you can act like you can use that B afterwards. It's just got a lot of lag. So like, yeah, so like with like Sonic in the later games, you can just like air dodge. Sorry, in the new game you can air dodge and then like up B. Whereas obviously in this game, if he was in this game, he wouldn't be able to do that. And I know it's kind of.
There's so many rumours about that back in the day as well. Just when you said that.
Yeah. Oh, the Sonic thing. Yeah,
so many rumours that Sonic and Tails were in
Smash.
Melee.
Yeah.
There were these different ways you could unlock them, like websites and like. I think even maybe one of the game magazines that had like a little Smash book that came with it.
Yeah.
I think in one of them it said about like you can unlock Sonic by doing such and such thing.
Yeah.
That just reminded me.
Toad was another one. Toad, you
so
can unlock
many
Toad.
rumours about that.
Yeah.
Just to unlock.
That's the thing. Back then as well, it's a bit easier to like for that stuff to like spiral out of control because, you know.
Spyro, innit? Never.
No, not Spyro.
Eh.
But I mean, yeah, like similar things with you guys when it comes to like the game engine. Obviously, the weird like lag, not lag, well, lag on the moves maybe, or like the inputs being eaten. Again, I'm not going to harp on that too much, mainly because I don't know 100% if that's just I don't remember that or whether that is just because of the TV and stuff. But yeah,
I don't remember it, but then
I don't know. It's weird.
it's been
like
about at least 10 years since I last played this properly.
yeah.
Like many hours a week.
I'll be honest. I played Adventure Mode earlier. As much as I enjoy it, it's a bit long. It's definitely one of those things where I was playing through it and like it starts off really good. You have that Mario level, starts off really strong, then you fight. You go to the Zelda one, but like some of the other like ideas, which like just fight loads of Kirbys and then fight another Kirby, and it's like that doesn't really represent. It's weird that they did like Mario and Zelda like having their own stages, and like same with F-Zero where you're running around the track.
They did that first, and they're like, "Oh crap, we need to get this thing done."
Like I don't dislike Adventure Mode. It's just
running out of
a
time
bunch
here.
of skins on one of the levels.
yeah. It's just a bit odd. I wish they'd cut out some of the levels actually on it.
I think it's like. I think the length of it is like
quite
pretty
monotonous.
good,
So when you're doing it
25
for all
times,
the characters,
Oh yeah, that's a good point,
like
yeah.
it's quite long.
like I remember getting quite bored at the time, like going through all the characters.
Yeah, it's not really so much. It's just a case of I think because of the like I said again the length of it and stuff. And this game can be quite tough. Like getting used to playing this on higher difficulties again is weird because I'm used to Smash 4. Like I'm used to that AI. So it's like this is a bit tough, but it's not the end of the world. It's just one of those things where I'm just like I think there are really good levels in this and there's a few crappier ones. And I'm just like if they got rid of that it would have made it a bit better. But yeah, other than that, like
shiny the UFO is.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like Jigglypuff. It's like getting anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, there isn't a huge amount that I dislike. It's just I think the engine, getting used to that engine again, and realizing that there's some clearly I think now I can clearly see why this game was made in 13 months, and there are obviously. With the pro scene, they abused the shit out of a lot of like the mechanics in this game that weren't intended. So watching that and then being able to see that and like weird things going on, you're like, okay, this game was a bit rushed, and I see that more now, having played Brawl, having played Smash 4, and hopefully playing Ultimate. But that's just how the game was at the time. So for me, it's like it's a game where the engine is obviously just a bit dated, but it doesn't mean that the game was less fun to play. It's just I noticed like the issues were a bit more. So yeah. So before we do get on to what we think about this game holding up or not, I do want to just bring up the pro scene a little bit because this game has lasted like crazy amount of years in the pro scene. It's the one that everybody likes to watch.
StarCraft.
No, you idiot. And in terms of fighting games, like
StarCraft's still the best. Sports.
It's actually kind of mad that this game has lasted as long as it has. Because everyone moved to Brawl and they were like, no, we don't like this. And then Smash 4 came along. We actually had a new scene, and that did really well. But like Melee is the game, especially at Evo in America. It's like
Melee
the
never
game.
seems to lose its audience.
Yeah.
I'm always quite impressed, no matter how many new ones come out. The people that play Melee just never leave it.
Yeah.
We played Project M.
And there's still like an audience for it as well, which is just bizarre.
I'm surprised you haven't played.
I
Project
never
M.
played Project M. I could have. I just couldn't be bothered to get around to
It's
doing
like Melee physics, but with
Brawl characters and stuff. Yeah. They did some cool things with that.
and that was
Yeah.
good when I played that, and I felt like the physics were a lot better
Yeah.
than playing. So I do think it's something to do with like playing on a LCD TV and like.
Yeah, maybe. But
I think
Project
that
M
would
was
be
with
the
Brawl, though,
input.
wasn't it? Yeah.
The input will be from the TV.
Yeah.
The physics, I think, is still just
Something.
what Melee had. So I remember it falling so heavy in Melee
Yeah.
back in the day.
But yeah, I mean, I do watch competitive Smash, more Smash 4 than I do Melee, but
Melee. I've seen some Melee. The guy.
you probably see Mango.
Lunchbox.
Oh, Hungry Box.
Hungry Box.
Hungry Box,
That's it.
Mango, Mewtwo
Mango.
King, Ken. Those are big
I
players.
recognise Mango. Were they like the four kings?
So yeah, Mango, Hungry Box, Armada.
Zero.
No, Zero. He did play Melee, but he's like the king of Smash 4.
Oh, right.
And oh my god, who's the other one? Oh my god.
And they're little bits about the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, whenever you've been watching it.
Yeah,
Really
I mean the
actively watching myself.
I think-
I'm more of an RTS man than a.
I think most people will know Mango, Hungry Box, Armada, and Mewtwo King. Those are the ones. There are obviously other big players as well, like the Ken back in the day before it like had the resurgence, and yeah, there's a lot of big players in this game. There's that whole documentary on the pro scene and stuff. But I just want to bring that up because it is a huge part of why this game is still fondly looked at, and why this game has lasted so long. And to be honest, even though they kind of use glitches and stuff like L cancelling and all these different things to break the game mechanics is part of it, it's very entertaining to watch, and it is at a high level. They are hitting like sometimes 200-300 APM, which to me for a fighting game is kind of nuts, because that's what you expect in an RTS or like any kind of PC game, like really high RPM, APM.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like,
no, if you
I've
watch them
never
play
thought
it,
about
it's
that.
like it's mad. I mean, that's the high. That's like the guys at the top, but like.
But surely you wouldn't need to be like, obviously, like if I don't know. Like
You watch
all
the Fox
like
mains.
every single second doesn't need to be like that many.
But it's
that
like
amount of input.
positioning and like
yeah.
casting out of moves and
There's a lot going on there. If you slow it
probably
down,
setting up other moves going on. Like.
Maybe I'm just being naive because I'm not
I
that
think
great.
it's because a lot of it you don't see in the visuals. Of the
no,
game.
you don't really.
When you watch them fight, you don't really see a lot of the stuff they're doing.
What you're seeing a lot of the time is just like them
So
jumping and like
the
chucking out a
animated
move.
doesn't really work fast enough to catch it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's like when you're watching StarCraft 2 Pro. If you don't know the game very well, it doesn't look like.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
it doesn't look like what they're doing. It's like insanely difficult.
Yeah,
to do.
and then you look at the keyboard and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Same with like chess or any game really. When you got like a high level of
Yeah.
play,
Of understanding as well.
it's- you need to have that understanding to understand why it's so impressive what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's also the fact that like any game that you play at a pro level where it's not just the physical ability, it's your mental ability. Just because they're hitting a keyboard
You're
and pushing
making
buttons,
so many decisions.
yeah. Like you might be doing that many actions per minute, but you might be thinking more. Like that's why like. I was reading something about like how some people just get burnt out like when they've gone for an entire tournament. They're just like, oh, I'm tired afterwards. You think, oh, you're just playing a game. You're not, because you're mentally like, if you're focused, you're like.
It's a lot of like adapting, especially in like a fighting game. There's
Yeah.
a lot of like adapting,
Reading
on the
and-
fly
yeah.
to like what your opponent's doing.
I
Which
feel
is
like
really difficult.
when we
to
play
do.
Smash 4, like I'm kind of like I kind of instinctively know what to do, even though I make mistakes all the
Yeah.
time. It has become instinct, especially with the characters that I know well.
Yeah.
But still, I'm not playing anywhere near the same level as what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what people are more likely to do as well.
Yeah.
Like, when I used to play this as like a kid, we used to be like so much more like everyone used to do one things.
Yeah.
Like I never used to do any of like the air dodging, like any of that.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
always just run up and hit people.
They're
never
My
Always.
friends would be like dodging and using shields now, just be running up and grabbing them and just beating them.
They're just like, I don't understand.
I never used to roll or anything.
Yeah. I mean,
So
that's.
back then we had such different play styles, like all my
Yeah.
friends.
I think it's really interesting, like, just a slight off-topic thing here, but like, when we play Smash 4, and obviously you and me, Mark, have played a hell of a lot of 1v1s recently, like, you can visually see the improvement that you've gotten better at it, and obviously it's mean I've had to up my game. So like, a lot more of the time that we're playing at it, it's like, oh, I have to like think about more the fact that you're dodging a lot more and all this sort of stuff, and I like that because it means that I have to play better. I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna have a sloppy day and expect to win. It's like, no, if I don't play well, I'm going off.
Sloppy seconds.
No, exactly. Now, we had a game the other day, which I don't know why, I was just on another level. Like that one game where I played Luigi, you played Ike, and everything came together. And like, I don't think I haven't played that well in a long time. At least I didn't feel like it.
You got that double. What was
A
it?
double grab.
Yeah.
The throw and the combo into the grab.
This is what like these kind of games are all about, like these like couch like multiplayer games, because like back in the day, like we used to go to like one of our friends' houses on like a Friday night after school, and then like get some alcohol in. I guess it was like a bit later on. We were like 14, 15.
Yeah.
It'd just be us like literally playing these kind of games for like 6, 9 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'd easily play like 5 hours of like Melee.
Mm.
And it's just like on a fairly like regular weekly basis. Like it's insane the amount of hours you play. That's what it's all about. Is like those stories and those like experiences that
Yeah.
you had to like be there to like experience.
I think that's kind of why
And the stories you get from them is why things like this game like last in people's memory.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about Smash. Is like when you have, whether it's ridiculous moments or like you just have like a crazy comeback or something like that, and it's just like, yeah, like you said, it's that story between friends. Where it's like the nice thing about most Smash games now is you can record those replays and things and take screenshots and stuff, so you can be like, look what we did. You know, I'll give you a good example. Is me and Mark were doing a one-on-one, and you were Ike. And we were on the DK stage, and I down stabbed him with Roy. And he just straight to the barrel and just hit the button and fired off screen. And we had to pause the game. We were laughing for about 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And like in Brawl, with the bit where you were Diddy, I think, and there was a banana. You kept slipping on the banana. The bit with the banana, and like I had to put the controller down. I was laughing so much, just like rolling.
Just those moments of hilarity are just like so worth it.
Yeah, and
we've had like a couple of laughs tonight with Melee as well. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you fucking like what happened earlier? Oh, you got the bunny hood and you just completely jumped off the screen.
I
jumped to try and forward. I just went straight off and killed myself.
And I won the game because of it.
It was like whoops, and like I love the fact that this game to me has, throughout the years, the different people I've played this game with and a lot of friends that I've made through it. Like that's why I think this game has such an impact on like me. Because I'm like, oh, have you ever played this game? People are like, no. And I've gotten people into this game, or I've met people that really liked it. Obviously, you, Mark, like most of our friendship comes from like playing Brawl.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's
like
definitely a cultural like touchstone.
Yeah.
Like this game, like so many people remember at the time. It was kind of like World of Warcraft, other things. Like if you're talking to someone, it's like, I like playing video games. It's like, oh, have you played Melee? Like it was like such a big thing, especially because we were at that point. We were like in like the early years of like secondary school.
Yeah.
So we had that kind of like 13, 14 where you kind of start like carving out your own identity and that. Like it's very like this came out in the very like formative years of like our lives.
Yeah.
Which definitely like makes a big impact. Like playing this again, so many memories. I was remembering it's like we're playing it.
Yeah. See, I didn't play it until about 5 years later, which is really
you're still in your formative years of life.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
It's a lot more drugs than 14-year-old.
All right, let's move on then and finish this off. Let's talk about, do we think this game holds up? And I'm going to chuck it over to Mr. Fruity. Do you think this game holds up?
Kind of depends.
Yeah.
It's like if you're like, hey, there's a tournament on. Do you want to watch Melee? Yeah, I'll watch the tournament. Like I think the tournaments are interesting and it's entertaining. Playing it today, it was fun. I re-remembered like a lot of the stuff about the game. It was very nostalgic, but like kept getting more frustrated the longer we were playing for.
Yeah.
It kind of zaps a bit of like the fun. So I'd rather just play like the newest one. So it's like it's a good game, and like the nostalgia connected to it means that like I still really like it. But if someone was like, "Do you want to play this, or do you want to play the new one?" Be like, "Oh, maybe I'll play a couple of games of Melee, then I'll just play the new one." Like, I don't know if I could play like I did before.
Yeah.
And do like 5-6 hours straight on this game. I don't think I could do that anymore.
Melee is like
more
getting
frustrating.
Melee is like getting into a hot bath with all your clothes on, and then Smash 4 is like taking all your clothes off and being in the bath naked.
That physics engine.
It just feels a lot more comfortable and like it feels more natural.
Clearly.
Yeah, nostalgia's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like with Smash, it's like, oh, I just want to play the new thing because like it's much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Mr. Mark.
Yeah, it's tough because again, the fact that we played it on the controls might have been affected by how we played it.
Yeah.
My judgment's going to be based around that, but
sure.
It's weird to think that I used to think that the graphics in this game were really good. and then you come back to it and you're like, wow. Compared
It's
to
still fairly impressive for the time.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
impressive for the time, but comparing it to like Smash 4, it's like
So
wow.
many polygons.
everything looks kind of like not as bright and
Yeah.
kind of like more jagged.
That's true, actually. A lot of the colours
The
aren't
colours-
very
No,
bright.
it's saturated
No.
as fuck this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, actually. Now you mention it, I didn't really think about that. But yeah,
Mm.
for a really bright, kid-friendly game, you think this would be brighter.
Best
Yeah.
example would be like the Donkey Kong level, the dark Donkey Kong level with the house and the water underneath.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that level was like you'd think it would have more lighting or something going on with
it's
it.
even Kirby, that's not very bright. Like,
No.
Kirby's still like fairly dark.
I mean, Green Greens is alright because the level that's a lot bright, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like the actual characters and stuff.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game tonight, and it's definitely more playable than Smash 64. There's just more to it in terms
Yeah.
of fighting. There's more levels, there's more characters, there's more items.
Gen 64 controller.
But it's
Yeah.
just like Dave said, it's fun to play for a bit and like for nostalgia reasons, and like you can have some good games on it. But why play this when you can play like the latest Smash game?
Yeah.
Like other than to play like some of the levels that haven't made it onto the latest.
That's always
like
the reason to
latest
revisit
Smash
those
game.
games, yeah.
It's just a bit like things have moved on.
Mm.
So yeah, it's difficult. I do think this game is great. It was obviously great at the time. It's got so much great content in it, but just don't think it holds up like physics wise, and like it does surprise me that this game is so
Revered.
The pro scene is still so prominent.
A lot of it's to do with just the mechanics that they use. It's that high skill ceiling. Like they are that good at it that it's that entertaining to watch. I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
because I think watching people play this game casually is probably just like a complete clusterfuck. But when you watch it at high level with the characters that they use, you're like, wow, that's impressive. And I think that's why that scene has carried on for years and years and years. And the fact that you've got good personalities in there, people love it because it's fast paced and you know a game can turn around like that. And yeah, there's just been some amazing games, so I think that's probably why.
What are your opinions?
It's tough because this game introduced me to the series, and like I said, had quite an impact on my life and the people I've met, and you know, and like just how obsessed I've kind of become with it. I think the game holds up and it is fun to play, but the biggest problem Smash has is that every time a new game comes out, the new game adds, generally speaking, more characters, more content, more levels. Like there's always more stuff added to it. So it's like, why play Smash 64 when you can play Melee? Why play Melee when you can play Brawl? Because like you know, people got like Snake and Meta Knight and like Lucas and these other new characters, and then like why
It's
play?
like, oh no, I don't have Sonic. Like,
Yeah, Pit. You know, like for me, like the reason why I love Smash 4 so much was because it was like Luigi's really good in that game anyway, and he's my main. But like I got to play all these new characters on
Pac-Man, Mega Man,
Pac-Man, Mega Man, like characters I
Little
really
Mac.
wanted it. Yeah, exactly. And there's more levels. Alright, I will say that sometimes the content in those games gets a bit wonky. Like, Break the Targets was maybe a bit worse than Brawl, and we didn't get Break the Targets in Smash 4. So I don't think any Smash game has it perfect. But generally speaking, you get more content, more hours out of the newer game. You get more characters, you get more levels, and you generally have just like tighter controls and all this sort of stuff. So like, same with you guys, if given the choice between playing like Melee for like 5 hours or Smash 4, well I'm going to pick Smash 4 because that's the game that I've spent the last 4 years playing. You know, I like pretty much like the way that game handles, the way the game plays, you know, all the improvements since the original game, since Melee, since Brawl and stuff. But I mean, overall, I think Melee holds up to a degree, but I think it comes down to your tolerance of just being like, if you've played a newer game, you're probably going to prefer that one if you're used to it. But like, if you want to dig out and play like some classic levels with some like, look at how the game came out and look at things like the adventure mode and like how classic was then, and the multi-man Melee, the events. There are reasons to go back to this game. Probably more so for like some of the single player content maybe than the multiplayer stuff. But yeah, I would say honestly, like this game holds a very special place in my heart because of introducing me to the series. Definitely not a bad game by any stretch of the means, but I think if you want a more polished game, I think Smash 4 is that. And I know this is blasphemy, but I think Brawl is a better game as well in terms of just like how I liked playing Smash. So yeah, that's where I stand on it. I think it's a good game, but there is better games to play if given the choice. So yeah, I think we've been fairly positive on it, like realistic but positive.
Spoken quite a lot.
Yeah, well, that's going to be it from us today then. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation about one of the all-time classics of the GameCube and stuff. So, you know, if you like it, hit like. If you want to see more of this stuff, hit subscribe, and obviously feel free to comment in the boxes down below. I'm pointing down, but you can't see that. But
Ring the bell.
yeah, hopefully we're bringing you more of this stuff, and also hopefully you get to see some Ultimate content coming to this channel fairly soon if I can get my ass together and record some stuff. But hopefully you're going to see a lot of that. Like, I am very excited, as are these two, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time to be a Smash fan for sure. So anyway,
To go now.
very soon the game will be in our hands. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. And it's going to be goodbye from me, and it's going to be goodbye from these two.
Goodbye.
Toodles.